Okay, rather than try to hold this phone all the time, we're going to do this with the Osmo One. We're at the John S. Quinton Memorial Park here in Talking Rock. We're going to walk down the railroad track. We're going to get our Osmo in the creek, see what we can see as far as underwater Osmo. We're going to walk over here and let you see the trains, the little town. And we just met a really nice fella, Jack, I think Fossil. Anyway, we'll get that right. And he's given us a lot of very good information. We're going to go down to the end of the park down there, take that road there. We're going to park, and he said it's a really nice place down there. We'll do that after we come out of the creek right here. But right now, let's walk over here and let you see the little town. Okay, just looking back, we'll give these little businesses a sort of a shout out. We've got Level 3 Framing Home Builders, LLC. We've got, is that a fire station? I think that's a fire station. Volunteer fire station. Hiking and camping gear. Railroad Antiques downtown. Welcome to Talking Rock. Talking Rock Brewery. I guess that's a little restaurant, brewery, a little microbrewery, and I don't know. It may not be a restaurant, but they may have food there. I don't know. Okay, let's turn this off now. It's pretty neat, those old cars. Yeah, pretty neat, pretty neat. Then we'll go back, we're going to walk that trail, and we're going to get the Osmo 3 in the creek. We'll get it in the creek, see if we can find any little fishes. And then we will go down to the end of the park and see about walking the railroad and getting in the creek down there. Look, there's a Jeep. I wonder if it's for sale. Okay, coming back to the parking lot. A little pavilion. Got nice bathrooms, well maintained. Yeah, instead of trying to hold that phone, we're going to try this head-mounted Osmo One, see how it does. I've been to this park once before, very nice little park. Okay, we're getting this message that the card is writing slow, and so it cut off. This is a very fast card. It should not be giving us that trouble, so I don't know how good the video is going to be. I'm hand holding this now. If I'm going to hand hold something, I'd just soon hold the phone. Trying to look and see if it does that again before I put it back on my head. Well, look at these trees. Nice poplars. Boy. Tell you what, some nice trees. Again, like that oak. You see the hollow holes in these trees. Look at that one back there. Well, the card seems to be writing okay now. I may put it back on my head. Now see, that'll be a good place to get in and get the Osmo underwater. There should be some little fish, crawfish. I think tadpoles have all lost their tails and have turned into frogs now. There shouldn't be any tadpoles, I don't think. You know, he said take that road, it'll dump us out in that field down there, and we can walk the railroad track and maybe get back in the creek. So we will check that out, and that way we won't have to leave the van, be that far from it. Isn't this awesome? Very nice little park. Talking Rock. Okay, let's go back and get in the van, and we'll drive up and park over there. Let's see about getting in the creek up there. Boy, we've gotten hungry too, man. Of course, we've got crackers. We've got pork beans. I don't know if we have any Vienna sausage or not, but we have stuff to eat. This should be a good creek to get in. Now this mud here can be slick. I mean, you'll break your neck quick. And I'm sure the bottom of that creek, the rocks are slick. I have no doubt about it. We get in that creek, we got to be careful. Okay, let's turn this off. We're going to get in the van and drive back up. Okay, the water is slightly stained, and I'm going to say this ground is very wet. That field is very wet. They must have had a good rain here the other day or so. This water is also very cold. Cold on my ankles. My little ankles. Okay, let's turn this one off and send the Osmo 3 down. See what we can get. Okay, we've got this camera set at 4K, so the file sizes are huge with this one. see anything. I don't know if y'all did or not, but let's go up to the railroad track maybe and walk the tracks a little bit. And then head on our way, see what else we can get into today. Hey, we have come upstream about 100 yards. We're going to see, I've been wanting to get a little railroad walk video. So let's walk up here, maybe around the curve, see what we see. We'll walk back. This is an active railroad track. I think this runs from, well, I think it goes further south, maybe probably into, I guess into Marietta, but I don't think it's used for that. But it should go all the way into Tate, and then that scenic railroad from Tate goes up to, I think, Jasper, Blue Ridge, up into North Carolina. There, the creek is right here. There's bound to be some fish in that creek. Water's moving a little bit slower here. I don't know if we'll have access to it down here or not. Doesn't look like we will. I don't need to turn my ankle in these rocks again. I've always loved walking railroad tracks. I know people get killed doing it. You got to pay attention. You'd think you'd hear those trains coming better, but a lot of times they get right up on you and you haven't heard them. Nice corn over there. I'm not sure if we're going to stay on 136 or whether we're going to take a shorter route back down to somewhere around Bucky's or Love's. There was something in the water down there. What were you? What are you? Ought to be turtles. Ought to be fish. There ought to be snakes, copperheads, red-bellied water snakes. King snakes, corn snakes, hog-nosed snakes. Boy, that would be a good half of a watermelon rock, wouldn't it, John? Look at there. Wonder where the other half is. Could we glue it back together? Who's going to tote it from here down to the van? Oh. Wonder where the other half of that rock is. Now that's interesting to me. How did that rock get broke into? And where is the part it broke off of, or broke off of it, or... Well, we've got us a little tent situation there. Doesn't look active, but I don't know, there's a path to it. Yeah, there's a fire in there. Someone's camping in there. Well, I guess we've gone far enough. I'd like to see a train if it were one to come by. Look at that field, that's nice. Very nice. A lot of old railroad ties rotting away there. Well, I wonder where the other part of that rock is. Well, not a bad place to live at all, is it? That nice tent, or well, I'll say a tent, a tarp. Spacious. Come across the creek and get you some corn for dinner. This person would never eat enough for anybody would notice, I wouldn't think. I'm sure there's some fish in this creek. Have fish, corn. Very nice walk. Very nice walk. What is that blooming over there? That's not Joe Pye, I don't think. Huh. It may be Joe Pye. This here sort of looks like it, but that over there looks bigger or different. I guess it's the same. I'm sure that person back there has got a place where they can get down to the creek and bathe and fish. Got their little fire, cook. The thing to me would be, again, I don't know. Guess it depends on the person. How are you going to keep your mind active? Like that guy that moved to Alaska and lived for 40 years or whatever it was. Of course, I guess you don't have time to think about a lot. You've got to work. Wonder what their story is. Be neat to interview somebody like that. Look, the kudzu's blooming here. You can see the blooms from here. A lot of times you don't see the blooms this close. You know, if you can make kudzu jelly from the blooms, I'm sure you could probably eat them. Make a kudzu tea. You could boil some blooms and make a tea. It's probably good for you. I have no doubt they're fishing that deep spot right there. It may not be over 4 or 5 inches long, but they'll sustain you, they'd feed you. Live along a power line, close to a creek like this. You have your own little crop. Plant you some stuff, tomatoes, and peppers. Look at all those blooms. Boy, that one is full of blooms. Okay, well, let's turn this off. This will be a wrap. We'll head out of Talking Rock and see what else we can get into. What else we can find.